go. Okay. And 217 in. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Working on hitting our 1700 today, talking about our Glocktober sale, as well as we're still working on the 26. Tentatively hoping maybe 2 weeks on the 26, if we get that done. But it'll definitely be done before the end of the year. In talks with a distributor on supplying them a starting run of 50 to 100 slides. And so we're just waiting on confirmation and payment. And after that, we'll be adding the 26 to our site so people can start getting our 26 slides for their Glock store 26X or whatever other 26 frames they happen to have. So that's starting to get a little exciting. And once we've reached 1700, we've been giving away a few trinkets. We've got an AR-style bandolier from the U.S. Army GWAT era in UCP. We'll be giving one of those away. We'll be giving away a book with a misleading title, meant for some amusement. Maybe give it to one of your commie buddies. The content is not about that. This is a pre-production proof that was signed by the author, so we'll give that away. And then maybe a fun coin. Of course, we are still doing our 1K giveaway. We're still in the process of making the slide, but we will be giving away one of our SM19 Viper slides. And we'll announce that sometime in the near future when we're ready to give that away. Hey, Rebel Spirit, what's going on, man? Oh, greatly appreciate it. There we go. Let's switch that title up a little. And what the heck, why not? Let's change the thumbnail up to something cool. There we are. That ought to look good. And save. And for those of you Californians, we will continue to ship slides to you guys, even though you keep passing the stupidest gun laws in the world. We will continue to ship slides to you. We just can't, as of December 31st, ship barrels. So, for California SB 704, Californians are required to do background checks for detachable barrels, which means they can no longer order them online. So, we can't ship this to you guys. I'm sorry, but that's what you get for being Californian. Also means we can't ship completes. You guys pass the weirdest, stupidest laws imaginable. You have my sympathy. But we will be able to continue to ship strip slides. And I do believe parts kits. So, yep, that's what we're going to keep doing. Just no barrels and no complete slides, unfortunately. But for the rest of the country, easy sailing. You guys have everything. Hey, Kristen Jordan, what's going on, huh? No, we don't make any comp slides right now, just ported ones. And for ported, our main two right now are the Viper with the triple ported window and the Turbo with the top port and front grip serrations. This one here, Dr. Murphy, this is an H Series Gold Cerakote 122. Has a bit of metallic flake to it. And what's great is, as you can tell, we have shot this one. So, of course, where metal contact is, there is going to be wear. But the exterior, despite being shot, remains good. Yes, in-house machining. We mill bars of 17-4 stainless steel, and we turn them into these slides. We also do the all in-house Cerakote work. Unfortunately, the only thing we can't do right now, because we're potentially going to get another machine, potentially, is we can't do custom individual work, because right now we do volume production. So we're making hundreds of slides a week, and if we were to do custom work, we would have to stop production on at least 30 slides, and just those numbers don't number. Demicerna, not yet, but it's something we do plan to do in the future. Right now, we only do our own Cerakote work on our own slides, but we might do that sometime in the future. As we just continue growing. We've been doing this since January of 2023, and yeah, we might keep doing that, you know, or we might get into doing that as we continue to grow. We're going to hit our 3rd year this coming January. Gouda Man Gaming, what's going on? We used to do Battle Worn. It didn't end up being as popular as we'd like, so we invented something called this Space Worn here, a style of Battle Worn distressing. Whereas a lot of the Battle Worn involving Cerakote is just Cerakote style. This here, we've actually distressed it so the stainless steel comes through. And this one here actually seems to be pretty popular. Ahmed, it's StifflerManufacturing.com. In the description, but I'll drop the link in the chat. There we go. Let's get that pinned, too. Oh, thank you. Funny thing is, after we actually created this, there were a few companies that tried to copy it, and a couple have been somewhat successful, but it was fun watching them try and figure it out because they couldn't get the wear pattern the same. So we watch on their social media is just back and forth for a few weeks then, where, like, hey, is that... No, that's not one of ours. It doesn't look right. And then, as the weeks go by, they start to get closer and closer to it. Oh, thank you, Carlos. They range from 145 to 285, depending on whether or not you're getting a stripped slide or a complete slide, and in which model it is. But this month we're doing 15 to 20% off all stripped slides because it's Glocktober. Gotta celebrate Glocktober, y'all. Ooh, up to 1689. Thank you guys for the new subs, and thank you for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. Yes, we do, Goudaman Gaming. So this one here is one of our completes, minus the optic, of course. Siley sent us that to test out. But our complete slides come with, of course, one of our slides, an ELD performance barrel, an SCT manufacturing parts kit, and Glock OEM sights. Focus. It's not focusing. There we go. And now it defocused. Unfocused. Of course, you might find a better parts kit. The SCT manufacturing parts kit is a good starter kit. You know, it's about a $40 kit. Same thing with the barrel. If you're looking at doing competitive shooting, you know, you might want to go find like a match grade barrel. But it's a good start. It'll get you set up. If you're looking to just slap something on, say, a PSA dagger frame, it'll get you started and good to go. On our website we can, on eBay we cannot, because eBay controls all taxes, and eBay is still taxing Florida. But I would ask, just to be sure on that, I would email our shipping and logistics manager at sales@stifflermanufacturing.com. She'd be able to answer that better. Because I know Florida's doing that thing till, like, what, the end of the year? And I'm sure that's created a lot of websites trying to figure out, like, crap, how do we exclude Florida? And it has come up a few times, and I think we've been able to accommodate it. But I would email our shipping and logistics manager to be sure, because she handles all of that. And that's actually honestly where you can ask any questions, sales@stifflermanufacturing.com, and we'll also be able to get back to you within a day. Because we've been getting a lot of emails about how to handle California with their whole barrel ban. Not barrel ban, the whole future Glock ban and barrel background check. And we've been debating it back and forth for weeks, like, how are we going to handle California? Hybrid, maybe, if you want, like, a piece of shit. And there's very few guns that are that low in price, and a lot of the ones that are going to be worn out and junk. I mean, you might be able to find something neat like a Heritage Rough Rider, but that's a revolver, single action, and it shoots 22. And you do get what you pay for, to a degree. That said, I mean, you can build, for example, a Stiffler Glock clone for just spending a bit more. I mean, you can get a PSA dagger frame for 40 to 60. You can get a Stiffler complete and slap that on top for, you know, 285. So, you know, call it 350 after you get a magazine and whatever else you want with it. Marcus Woodfine, what's going on, man? Colton, how are you? Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into gun slides, specifically for the Generation 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17. And we're almost done making our first Glock 26 style slide. The 26 was giving us a little trouble. We had to do a lot of R&D on it, a lot of machining, and range testing too. And we just weren't happy with it. And I think we're getting to the point where we're going to be happy with it. Oh, 5 subscribers away. Awesome. And once we hit 1,700, I will just give away a few random trinkets that we'll mail off to you guys. Oh, dropped my ring. There we go. Here we are. An old GWAT era U.S. Army bandolier. This will hold AR mags. We'll give one of those out. Actually, I say old, but it's the style that's old. This thing actually looks kind of new. Oh, thank you, Marcus. Well, if everything goes right, Goudaman, I'm looking at maybe about 2 weeks from now. If everything goes right. I say that, strenuously. Every time we put a timeline down, something weird seems to happen. We put a timeline down for our 17 and our shop got flooded. So, no timelines. Another item we will give away, and I caution you, the title is not what the book is about. The title is a bait. And the book itself is a troll towards communism. But this is, as you can see, not for resale. It's a pre-production proof that was signed by the author that has errors in it. So we will send that out as well to one lucky winner. And then, maybe this neat little coin. Oh, yeah. So this one here is our SM19 Hellet slide, and it's in shimmer aluminum. Gives it a kind of silvery appearance. Front grip serrations, top grip serrations, and then, some side paneling for design. And then we use a Trijicon RMR flat optic cut, which is topped with an aluminum RMR cover plate. We don't use plastic cover plates because those are garbage. The plastic cover plates break. If you tighten them down too hard, they crack. Shooting them at the range, they just break. If you don't want to put an optic on, just Loctite the cover plate down and you're good to go. Oh yeah, this one's fun. Picked this up in Kuwait during our Middle East deployment several years back. And I was like, you know what? Let's give this away on a live. Oh man, it's 5 a.m. for me. I'm sure it's later where you guys are all at, but guys just reaching out to me right now wants to get 10 of our SM19 Leonidas slides. I'm not sure if we have that many in stock. I'll show you guys the Leonidas. 2016? No, I was back in. I was back on the Iraqi border back in 2020. Back in 16, I want to say I was at a combination of Fort Benning and Fort Lee. There we go, the SM19 Leonidas. I don't have one with me. This slide is on a temporary hiatus, but we're getting some interest in it again. Go figure, once we took it off the purchase list, people want it. But looks like a small gun company wants to pick it up. Wants to pick up 10 of them, and I think maybe we only have like 8 or 9 left in stock. Oh, that's right. And then the end of 2016, we were in Canada. That's right. Forgot about that. Doing that freaking Canadian training mission where the Canadians popped over here to train with us, then we popped over there to train with them. Let's just say America was a way hotter than they were expecting because they decided to visit us during summer, and then we went to them in the fall. So we were enjoying it. They were not enjoying it so much. Jack Broadway. Depends on which one you think is the... Oh, gold one. I was going to say, depends on which one you think is the good one. Yep, this here is our SM19 Viper slide. They're all milled from 17.4 stainless steel. They all come with a Trijicon RMR flat optic cut that's coated in aluminum RMR cover plate. .17.4 steel gives us the option to do other things that 416 can't. So, for example, we can do neat little windows like this on the breech wall. .17.4 is stronger, more corrosion resistant. Downside is a little more expensive, but if you're looking for more interesting designs, .17.4 is the way to go. And as well as just, you know, longer life. I've seen a lot of 416 slides that have aggressive designs that crack over time. .17.4, I haven't really seen that. With exception, I have seen where people are putting slides, including .17.4s, on things like switches and FRTs. And OEM Glock slides were not designed for that cyclic rate, and so things tend to crack or bend or wear out a lot faster because the parts kits and the slide were not designed for that rate of fire. So if that's something you're doing on your end, by all means, I've seen the Viper handle FRTs, G-flexes, binary triggers just fine, but if it's something you continue to do, you're going to wear out your barrel, you're going to wear out your upper parts kit, possibly part of your lower parts kit, and potentially even your slide, including Glock OEM slides, a lot faster than you would just by traditional firing. So if that's something you're into, if that's what you're building for your own purposes, just be aware that by running it like that, you're going to wear through your parts a lot faster. Traditional shooters, though, you'll be just fine. For example, we had someone take one of these slides to a shooting competition, ran flawlessly. Any 43X slides? No, but we are working on a 43 after we finish the 26. And I think we plan to make a Viper variant of the 43. 10X shooters, what's going on, man? Quick little refresh, check those analytics. Ooh, 1699, so close on the subs, so close. Oh, thank you, Leonard Mayo, thank you very much. Yep, just be aware that you may need to have a spare backup parts kit because I've seen so many videos of people who are running FRTs and binaries, and a lot of their complaints is like, hey, I'm in the middle of shooting and then something breaks. And it's like, yeah, your parts kit wore out. It happens if, you know, it's going to happen over time shooting regularly. The FRT is just accelerating that process. Also, of course, the increased heat, which, yes, with Windows for reporting, it's going to disperse that heat a lot better, but it's still going to heat up faster. Oh yeah, absolutely. And honestly, like if you could say any good things that came out of COVID is there's a lot of new gun owners. And over the last 5 years, there's just been a lot of new gun owners. And the downside though is from the people we've talked with and engaged with is that there's a lot who don't have a firearms background. And by which I mean they didn't have parents, or they didn't have the military, or they didn't have somebody who in their life taught them about guns. So they learn about things through Reddit and through whatever they can find out online, and it's not always the best communities that they're engaging with. And so they go out and they get an FRT or whatever, and they go and run it, and then they go and get mad at the business that something broke after they dumped 500 to 1,000 rounds at a high rate, and they bought like a cheap Timu style parts kit. And it's like, no, that's just part wear. You gotta have backup parts kits. Hey, Connor Wanta, what's going on? People keep saying go to Hollow Sun. I literally see no reason to. So I actually am enjoying this. Now, full disclosure, we did not pay for these optics. We did not pay for them at all. Siley Optics sent us these so that we could test them to see if they run with our slides. And they do. This one here, the Wolf X Pro, I have beat it on tables. I have dropped it on the floor. I have dropped it on concrete, on gravel. And I've shot 800 rounds through this one right here. And I'm liking it. No problems. Yep, no problems with this one whatsoever. I'm enjoying it. Does get a little dusty and smudgy during shooting, but you just wipe it down and good to go. I also like with the Wolf X Pro, and you can't show it with the video, but the Wolf X Pro has the ability to switch from a red dot to a red crosshair, and I like that. I like that you can change the reticle. So what I recommend Siley, so far all I've tested is the Wolf X Pro. I need to test the Wolf EDG, which is apparently a more sturdy version and has more drop resistance. But so far, from what I've seen just on the Wolf X Pro, yeah, sure, I'd recommend it. Hey, you got to try it out, 10X. Got to try it out. Frick, drop it. And you know what? No scuffing, nothing. I've dropped this on. Oh, is that? Did I finally get a scuff? Did I finally get a scuff? Nope, that wiped off. Yeah, I'm liking the Wolf X Pro so far, and honestly, if you can't drop it at chest height without it continuing to work, that's a problem. Because, if you're in a situation, you might eat the dirt, you might dive for cover, and your weapon might hit the ground. And all of a sudden, if your optic's fucked, that's not going to help. You need to be able to drop it onto concrete, onto asphalt, onto gravel at chest height. Because, that's where you might dive for cover. Or, just anything. Yeah, if your optic can't survive a few drops and a few desk taps, then, you know, you need to get a better optic. Trigger Snob, what's going on, man? Slide on the left. This is our SM19 Helmet in shimmer aluminum Cerakote. I believe it's H Series 158, I believe is this number. Front grip serrations, top serrations. Trijicon RMR flat optic cut with an aluminum RMR cover plate. Kind of want to take this one to the range, because I haven't shot this one yet. Just need to throw a parts kit in it. $10X. Hey, Brandon Dale, what's going on? Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. They range from 145 to 285, depending on whether or not you're getting a strip slide or a complete slide, and which model you're getting. But this month, because it's Glocktober, they are 15 to 20% off on all strip slides. And for the stenciling, we get our stencils for our camos and lightning and, you know, tiger stripe. We get the stencils from Tactical Penguin. Hey, Omar, how you doing? Oh, we have breached 1,700. Awesome. Oh, that means I get to do the giveaway. Sweet. Been waiting on this one. Okay, let's see here. Where's my little spinning wheel? Ah, there we are. Okay, let's move this over here. Who all are we adding to the wheel? Let's get everybody all added. Jesse, what's going on? Jesse's in the giveaway. Now, in order to be part of the giveaway, you must like, you must sub, and you're going to have to reach out to us on Instagram if you win. Also, I can only ship within the United States. Let's see here. Brandon Dale adding to the list. Moses Rios added to the list. No, we're giving away a few random trinkets because we hit 1,700 just a moment ago. We'll be giving away a magazine bandolier. This will hold six AR style magazines. It is in GWAT UCP style. You can try and reach out to us on Facebook, but you're going to have to private message us in some capacity so that we can get your address to ship to you. Live Life, what's going on, man? Because I don't want your address on the live, sorry. I've never tried it on a G-Force Rapture, so these are designed to fit the Generation 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17. Waynesville, North Carolina. Right on, man. Love seeing where people are from. We're from Arizona. We are in Arizona. Pilkington, there we go. Let's get you added. Trigger Snob added, Omar added, Jesse Ojeda added, Brandon Dale, Moses Rios, Live Life. William Lalo, added. Missouri, right on. 10X shooters, added. Let's see, Brandon Dale, got it. Dicker Snob, got it. Leonard Mayo, do I have Leonard Mayo? Nope, Leonard Mayo. Added. Focus. Added. There we are. Oh, Connor was asking, what do I think of the Sileys? Oh, wait, no, I already got that one. I already asked that one. There we go. Connor Wanta, added. Colton Griffin, added. You also have to be in the chat. So if I announce it and you're not in the chat, we're going to respin and pick someone else. Jack Broadway, added. Gouda Man Gaming, added. Marcus Woodfine, added. Yeah, you know, I didn't like that question, so I'm not adding that, dude. Super sketch. If Dr. Murphy is still in the chat, added. Okay, now let's see what I missed. Oh, it's a clone 26? Okay. We don't make a 26 slide yet. That said, I have seen people put 19s on a 26 frame to make it 26 long. Nebraska, right on. Oh, man, that's a crazy price. $271, nice. GG, yes, sir. What is the wholesale price? Like what, you want to buy many of them? We do that for businesses. Feel free to reach out to us at sales@stifflermanufacturing.com. Hey, Green Hood Smoke, what's going on? Added to the giveaway. Yeah, wholesale pricing, we do have a price list, but wholesale pricing is often negotiated with the business. So depending on how many you're ordering, you know, as for, if you're finding one of our slides for 100, it's probably a blem on eBay. Joshua has the Wolf X Pro on an RXM. They make great optics. Oh, yep, you're added, Joshua. You're added to the giveaway. John Young, what's going on, man? CR3 Gaming. I mean, who says I don't have one already, Green Hood Smoke? Yeah, you could. I've seen people put 19 slides on 26s to make 26 longs. The most expensive complete upper we have is $285. Oh, right on, Trigger Snob. Thank you. Brandon Dale, they're Gen 3 slides, but if you change out a couple parts, you can make them fit on Gen 4s and Gen 5s. Glock really didn't change a whole lot between the slides, so most of their design changes were on the frames. So Glock is basically Legos. Change out a couple pieces, and boom, they fit. Yeah, you'd think I'd have more likes for giveaway, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see, who all do we have on this giveaway so far? Trigger Snob, Omar Trado, Jesse Ojeda, Brandon Dale, Moises Rios, Live Life, Joshua Pilkington, William Lalo, 10X Shooters, Leonard Mayo, Focus, Connor Wanta, Colton Griffin, Jack Broadway, Gouda Man Gaming, Marcus Woodfine, Dr. Murphy, and Green Hood Smoke. Also the back plate, Joshua. So for like a Gen 3 to Gen 5, you would change out the back plate, possibly the ambi slide release, and potentially you might need a recoil spring assembly adapter. Nathan Brown, yes, Gen 3 slides. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, what's going on, man? Yep, these are Gen 3 slides. Nathan Brown, added to the list for the giveaway. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, added to the list. Yeah, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Brandon Dale, is we actually had a Gen 4 guide rod break on us after 3 magazines in. And it was an OEM. It was straight from Glock. Freaking Gen 3 Glock, and it broke. Oh, we just hit 1,700 plus subscribers, so we're giving away an AR-style magazine bandolier from the U.S. Army in old GWAT UCP camo. We are giving away a funny book with a misleading title. It is a pre-production proof that has errors in it signed by the author. And an old coin that was picked up in Kuwait. Oh, doing it pretty soon. Let's see, where are we at? We're at 5:34. Let me go make a cup of morning tea to drink, and then we'll do that giveaway. There we go. Tea is ready to steep, along with a bit of morning breakfast. Okay, let's see who I missed. Magpack. Yep. Used to carry one of these ages ago. Still in really good shape. Like it's never been used. But this will hold 6 AR-style magazines. Yeah, Fluffy, but I'm also taking care of my health as I'm getting a little older. So I've cut caffeine largely out of my life along with sugar. Most of my meals consist of rice, veggies, and a meat, usually fish or chicken. Gotta stay fit to fight. Hey, Bill. Oh, Bill Poole. Adding Bill Poole to the list. Didn't see Bill Poole was in there. Oh, thank you, Trigger Snob. This morning I'm having jasmine tea. Yeah, I crap on Britain a lot. You know, funny enough, though, George Washington famously did not like coffee and had tea. Sheldon Craft, what's going on? Yeah, it's more of a, what do you call it? I guess a simplistic or a minimalism that I've been doing with a lot of my meals. Because at this point, food's just energy. Occasionally I will indulge in something nice, but food is just fuel. Sheldon Craft, added to the giveaway list. How long does it take to cut a slide from stock? Oh, that is a great question. Okay, so an individual slide? An individual slide. I got to think about that. Okay, so let's put it this way. We once did a rush order for a customer where they needed 100 slides. We completed it in 48 hours. Trigger Snob, 1 to 2 weeks. How'd you get your slides painted? Do you know that? Do you do that yourself? Or okay, yeah, we do these ourselves. So we do everything ourselves pretty much. We mill 17.4 stainless steel from bar stock down into the slide, and then the slide we deburr it, clean it, sand it, and Cerakote it. Oh yeah, Trigger Snob. We make a few hundred slides a week. And we're not even on full production. Like, if someone wanted to order 500 slides from us right now, we could totally do it. Colton Griffin, good lowers. I might recommend grit grips. And then, of course, I know some people crap on PSA, but for the price, including with a lower parts kit already installed, PSA is not a bad way to go. Joshua, no, we don't port barrels, but if you're looking for someone who does, I might recommend Superior Triggers. They do barrel porting. Yeah, I'm not saying like it was a pleasant 48 hours, but we made it happen. So it wasn't fun, but we made it happen. Hey, Scotty, we're not giving away any slides today. We are going to give away a 19 Viper slide at some point. We need to actually produce one for the giveaway, but we are going to give away a Viper slide. Brandon, we do plan to start Gen 5s, possibly in 2026. But right now, honestly, change out a couple parts, and you can fit a Gen 3 on a Gen 5. But we can add you to the giveaway we are doing, Scotty. We are giving away some magazine pouches in this bandolier. We are giving away a funny book with a misleading title. And this coin. I mean, kinda. It's yes, no. It's kind of weird to think of it like that, but yes, no, because the machine isn't producing just one slide at a time. Do you think you could make a TP9 slide? We probably could, but which brand is TP9? Is that Canic? No, that's not Canic. Which one is TP9? It is Canic? Probably not, because I'm pretty sure that's still under patent. So the reason there's so many Glock slides out there is the Glock patent expired. For example, one that we get asked about a lot is the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, and we can't touch it because the patent is still in effect for 9 more years. The patent doesn't expire until 2034. Yep, 10x shooters, CNC machines. So many end mills. Pull it, slam it, bop it, then twist it. That's funny. Grit Grip's gonna check it out. Absolutely. Doesn't sound... Oh, SCT wasn't too bad. Yeah, SCT, we test ours on their frames as well. Gen 5 26 slide optic cut for the RMR. Not yet, Moises. Not yet. We are working on a 26 slide, but it's not ready yet. This orange one here, this is our Tiger Stripe slide. And this month they are 20% off. We use Hunter Orange and Graphite Black. Oh yeah, can you show us? Oh, yep, Tiger Stripe 1. The price difference when the Gen 5 comes out, and it wouldn't make much of a difference. We haven't really talked price, but it is going to be a little bit more because there's a little bit more machining in the Gen 5, but not too much. So the Gen 5 is going to be a little bit more expensive, but not by much, as far as I'm aware. We also are going to have to add laser engraving once we start doing Gen 5s. Learn CAD. Learn computer-assisted design, Sheldon. It'll help you out a lot. Yep, Scotty added to the giveaway. Oh yeah, the coin's free. I picked this coin up from a buddy who gave this to me when I was in Kuwait. And I've had it for years. Birria tacos. Gotta love birria tacos, man. Okay, so it was Canic. All right. I haven't had a Canic in years. Can I explain a patent? Yeah. Okay, so I should probably just Google this. But a patent is basically a right to a product that you register with the government. It gives you an inventor time limit, basically where no one can touch your stuff without being sued. And it's typically 20 years, sometimes more, sometimes patents can be extended. But basically, let's say you invent something, and you go and sell something, and you have a patent on it. And someone else then copies your product within that 20-year time frame, you can then sue the shit out of them because you invented it. It is your property. Now, the patent allows businesses to basically make their product without competition for a number of years, typically around 20, but sometimes more, so that you can actually sell your product and not get, freaking mogged by a bunch of other businesses. So when patents expire, then other companies can start making their own versions of stuff based on your design. Yeah, so if someone did Smith & Wesson's M&P 2.0, Smith & Wesson would sue the shit out of them. What needs to be switched for a Gen 3 26 to fit Gen 5? The back plate and possibly your ambi slide release. This RMR here, it is a Siley Optics Wolf X Pro. There we go. Now it's focusing. Hey, DoorDash Dave. Right on, man. You like SIG, and that's cool with me. Call of Duty camos? No, I don't feel like getting sued by, what is it, Activision? Actually, I could probably be fine with that. Just, we go with the stencils we're able to get. Though if there's a different color scheme you want, like let's say you like the lightning one here, but you want it in a different color, just reach out to us and we could probably do that. Well, we don't do any aftermarket Cerakoting for other people yet, something we might do in the future there, Sheldon. But reach out to a few different Cerakote businesses, like East Coast Cerakote. They do a pretty good job. So you might be able to get East Coast Cerakote to help you out with it. No, the Viper isn't patented because it's already based off the Glock design, and there is one other company out there that, now went out of business, that was making a similar version of this. Very similar. And there is another business out there copying at least 2 of our slides. And it is what it is. You know what? You get Stiffler, though. You get stiff with Stiffler. You get with the Stiffmeister, your slide's better. That's just our own ego on that, I admit. But if they had to copy our design, I mean, you know, come on. Imitation is flattery, but we're the real thing. Oh yeah, CAD, computer-assisted design. I have an SCT-17 that takes the Gen 5 style coil springs instead of the flat wire spring for the slide lock. What Gen slide lock should I get for the proper lockup? Sounds like it should be Gen 5, but I'd have to look at that. But it sounds like it should just be Gen 5. But those frames were designed for Gen 3. Well, too early for this, man. DoorDash Dave, what's going on? So we are doing a giveaway because we hit 1,700. We are going to give away this coin. We're going to give away a funny book with a misleading title that was signed by the author. It is a pre-production proof that has errors and stuff in it. And we're going to give away a magazine pouch that holds 6 AR mags in the old U.S. Army GWAT UCP style camo. As for us directly, we are Stiffler Manufacturing, and we turn bars of steel into gun slides. Man, catching up with all these comments. Does a patch come with the giveaway? I need something to represent you on my lives. Green Hood Smoke, reach out to us either on Instagram, and I might be able to get you a patch. I gotta see how many patches we actually have. Normally we sell them on our website. Oh, my comments keep jumping. The heck? Shouldn't Kel-Tec be able to sue Smith & Wesson at this point? Possibly. Depends on what they potentially infringed. Sheldon Craft for the carbine? Yeah, they'll hold AR-style magazines. It's crazy. I was looking at these just Friday. Right on, Trigger Snob. No, Dave, we don't do SIG work. We were debating doing something with the 320 and the 365, but then, you know, the market became the market, and we just held off on doing that. Kelly Good, yes it does. Our slides come, if you're getting them complete, with an ELD performance barrel and an SCT manufacturing parts kit. The most frustrating job right now is that frickin' Glock 26 style slide. But honestly, the hardest slide to work on was the SN19 Leonidas, which is why it was so expensive. Oh no, it has words and everything in it. It's actually a very short book on, basically crapping on communism. But the title and the imagery is to trick certain people into buying it. Oh, thank you. And... oh, yeah, let's add Kelly Good to the giveaway, and then let's do the giveaway. So, rules for the giveaway. You must like, you must subscribe, and you must be able to reach out to us on Instagram so you can get us your address when we go to ship it to you. Also, your address must be in the United States or a U.S. territory. You can reach out to us, paint everything, at sales@stifflermanufacturing.com, though right now, at least for the rest of this year, maybe we'll consider it in 2026. We do a lot of our own painting. Okay, here is the wheel. The wheel to all of your souls. Can you Cerakote a SIG X macro? No, we don't do aftermarket Cerakote work yet. We might do something like that in the future, but I'd recommend reaching out to East Coast Cerakote and let them know Stiffler sent you. Or paint everything. It looks like he's got a Cerakote business. Yeah, give him a shot. All right, let's see. Which one are we giving away first? How about we give away the GWAT magazine bandolier? Focus, are you in the chat? Rob C, all the time. And you know what? Everybody wants to get stiff with Stiffler. If Focus is in the chat, you won. We'll give you a minute, Focus. I mean, come on. Don't you guys want to get stiff with Stiffler? Get one of your nice stiff slides up on that frame? Oh, yeah. Just slide it all up in there with the Stiffmeister. As you can imagine, having the last name Stiffler when we joined the Army. Yep, that was fun times. Gotta lube it up, baby. Gotta lube it up. Focus, you in there, buddy? Are you with us? If not, I gotta spin again, man. We'll give him a little bit of time. I'm gonna go grab my freaking tea, which is probably well done freaking steeping. Heck yeah, some jasmine tea. Uncle Iro up in this bitch. And yes, I was one of the guys who bought one of those stupid coffee cups because I wanted a trinket to bring home. And then my unit gave me a bunch of trinkets anyway, so I was like, well, this was dumb. I shouldn't have gotten the coffee cup. Yeah, it's not bad. I got a few different... It turns out giving away coffee cups was an incredibly unpopular thing in a few units I was in. So I've got a bunch of them with unit freaking insignias and patches, like, on the coffee cup. Let's see, what did I miss? And of course, this morning breakfast, it's not traditional breakfast food, it's just steamed rice, vegetables, and cod. Because I'm a healthy motherfucker. Because you gotta, if you gotta move and groove, if you gotta shoot a sumbitch, you best be healthy. You gotta be able to run, you gotta be able to sprint, you gotta be able to get to cover and concealment, react to contact, move and groove, take that bitch out. And you need to be hydrated, so are you all drinking water this morning? Oh yeah, definitely, Colton. I got a bunch of random crap. To be honest, it's all just memories now. It's all just memories. Alright, looks like Focus ain't here, so... Sorry, Focus. Better luck next time. Frickin' rippets. Watch him win again. That'd be hilarious. No, I was super big into coffee. I've just cut caffeine out of my life. Marcus Woodfine, are you in the chat? I actually still miss coffee. He might have dipped out. If he did, that's okay. We'll spin again. We'll get the next guy. Yep, I miss coffee a lot, actually. TA, what's going on? Pistol Peterson. I mean, nobody's won yet, so I can add you guys to the list. The rules: you must like, you must subscribe, you must reach out to us on Instagram if you win so you can get us your shipping information. And what else? I don't know. Proclaim allegiance and loyalty to the Second Amendment, I guess. T.A. Also, yeah, you must have an American address. Either a state or territory will do. Hey, thank you, Pistol Peterson. Kentucky, right on. Arizona here. All right, it looks like a Marcus is not here, so we're going to spin again. Whoop. There we go. Moving the camera around all crazy. Omar, Trado, what's going on, man? Are you in the chat? Because if you're in the chat, Omar, you won. I dig that, Trigger Stop. Oh, funny history for Stiffler Manufacturing. So, when we first started, we actually temporarily moved from Arizona to Florida. And for the first 6 to 7 months, Stiffler Manufacturing was operating in Florida. And then we moved the shop and everything we learned back to Arizona, which is our home state. $10X Shooters is right. Double tap that screen. Click that like button. Subscribe to Stiffler Manufacturing because you know you all want to get stiff with Stiffler. Yep, we were in the Lehigh Acres area. Near Fort Myer. Yep, he's... Oh, Omar! What? Oh, you don't want it, Omar? Omar won. Omar won magazine bandolier. Omar, you won, man. Reach out to us on Instagram. Get yourself a... Well, not Stiffler Manufacturing. Get yourself a U.S. Army GWAT era UCP camo magazine bandolier. There you go, buddy. That is our Instagram account. That's right. You do. You do have our SM19. I mean, I can hold on to it. I can just put a note on it. Message us anyway so I can get the information. I'll just put a note on this and leave it at the shop. And we'll just, yeah, we'll leave it at the shop. Cool. Yep, Omar won. Message us on Instagram. I'll leave that at the shop tomorrow. And good to go. Okay, for the next item. This is a joke book. The title and imagery are purposely misleading. The whole concept of this book is designed to get certain people to buy it just to troll them. And one of the first quotes in the book is from Ronald Reagan. How do you tell a communist? Well, it's someone who reads Marx and Lenin. And how do you tell an anti-communist? It's someone who understands Marx and Lenin. Ronald Reagan, 40th President of the United States. Which, fun fact, he was a captain in the U.S. Army Air Corps. Some people did not know that about Reagan. They just remember he was an actor. He was in the Army. So we'll give that book out. That is a pre-production proof. Listed as not for resale. You do whatever you want with it when you get it. But it does have errors in there, and it is signed by the author. Alright, there we go. Let's switch over to the wheel. Omar Trado won first. Getting removed from the list. Oh, and let's spin again. Green Hood Smoke wins the book. Yeah, buddy. Oh, it is part of the book. Yeah. But it's because it's a production proof. It's not meant for resale. Then there is a proof that is post-production. And the post-production proofs, he also has errors on them, but he's selling those as errors. Yeah, honestly, it's a great coffee table book. We've already gotten comments like, dude, why do you have that book? And I'm like, no, man, just pick it up and read it. It's like 24 pages. Just pick it up and read it. Paint everything. Added to the list. Yeah, man, if you have an Instagram, paint everything, or if you got like a social media page, let us know, man. We'll pop over there and like and sub. There we go. And for those of you looking for our Instagram, pop on over there. Lucky coin time. Yep. We're going for the coin next. To the fat electrician. There we go. Refocus. Refocus, damn you. Oh, thank you, Colton. Actually, if you're looking for all of our stuff, here it is. Our link bio. Also has businesses we're affiliated with or do, just business with. There we go. It's our link bio. We do not use Linktree. Linktree is okay with pornography and basically prostitution, but they're not cool with guns. Go figure. Yep, Linktree is anti-2A. I know, right, Brandon? Like shit. People just want to stroke their Stiffler. I don't know why Linktree's not okay with that. They're okay with everything else, but you can't stroke your Stiffler on Linktree. And, there's just something not right about that. I don't know how anybody takes me seriously. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Spinning, 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 and... Gouda Gaming, I don't think he's in here. Gouda Man Gaming, are you in the chat? If you are in the chat, you have won a coin. But yep, that is my morning recommendations. Drink a lot of water. Eat clean when you can. Because someday you might have to fight for America. You might need to move and groove someday. You might have to run. You might have to sprint. You might have to dodge cover. React to contact. So, eat clean. Much as I love bacon and other things, this morning's breakfast was steamed rice, vegetables, and frickin' fish, and jasmine tea. Would I have preferred a crap ton of sausage and bacon and eggs? Oh, yes. But you gotta eat clean. And like a gallon of coffee? Absolutely. Pistol Peterson, they are aftermarket Glock style slides. Colton accepts on his behalf. I like your moxie, sir. Yep. All right, Gouda Man Gaming has not claimed, so spinning again. Bill Poole wins the coin. Heads, he wins. Heck yeah, Bill, reach out to us on Instagram. Also, Omar, reach out to us on Instagram. Oh, and who won the book? I didn't write it down. That's my fuck up. Who won the book? Green Hood Smoke won the book. Okay. Let's get that written down. There we go. All right, there we go. So Omar won the U.S. Army Bandolier, holds 6 magazines. Bill Poole won the coin, and Green Hood Smoke won the book. Gotta go change your socks. Actually, he's writing another book right now about the First Amendment and like what happened post Charlie Kirk. Actually, I think I can find his book. It's on Amazon. Super short. Yep, here we go. Man, people always... Oh, wait, oh, the link is too long. The link is too freaking long. Okay. All right, well, just, go on Amazon and look for Why Communism Works in the United States by Robert Benjamin. And he's affiliated in a way with Stiffler Manufacturing, works with us. If you want to get one for your coffee table, it's a really short book. It's like 24 pages. So if you guys want one. Looks like the link is just too freaking long to share. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Here's a short link. Boom, short link. Headed over to Make Some Decisions, new slide, and optic time. Hey, right on, Trigger Stomp. Thanks for joining us this morning. Bill Poole sent the address on Instagram. Right on, man. There we go. Oh, make sure to include name as well, because I know sometimes you guys' usernames don't have the same name. That may or may not affect shipping. I don't know. Sometimes the post office is all bitchy about it. Oh, I forgot he had a Kindle version, too. So, the Kindle version, he openly admitted to me, does not load up right. It does not look as good as the paperback. And he said there's no way to fix it. He's tried, and they cannot be fixed. Like, it's still readable. You can still read everything. It's just the pages blend together, so it doesn't look the same. Oh, same name? Right on, Bill. And for those of you who might be missing out on a Stiffler Manufacturing patch, we do have merch now. So you can actually pick one up on the site. We have t-shirts, we have... they're okay. They're okay little coins. Like little freaking poker chip coins. And then we have our patchy patch. But yep, people kept asking us, dude, why don't you have merch? Why don't you have shirts and hats and stuff? So now we have shirts, and we might have hats in the future. There we go. We got shirts. Because people kept asking, and so we relented. There we go. Finally got some shirts. And now you can project your stiffness for Stiffler out in public. Like the 2A loving D-gens that you all are. All right, we've been doing this for almost an hour and a half. If anyone has any final questions, feel free to ask about the slides, about the company, whatever, and I'll do my best to answer it. You will get an answer. It might not be, you know, a correct answer, but you will get an answer. You should have one that says, "I love my stiffy." Oh, fuck, that's a good idea. Why didn't we think of that? Damn it. I'm adding that. I'm adding that to the potential list. I wonder if we should add an image of like one of the slides to it. Yeah, we should. We should pick one of the slides and then put it at like some kind of canted angle. And then above it, "I love my stiffy." Or maybe canted upwards for reasons. Yeah. If you have Facebook, you can also just message us on Facebook, Omar. Or, well, actually, I don't know if you can message us on X. Should be able to message us on X. Yeah. Yeah, you can message us on X. Oh, we got a message request. This guy sent us a link. See, no. I'm getting Telegram requests? No. We actually get that, we used to get it a lot more, now we don't as much, but people would hit us up with like Telegram and WhatsApp requests and like, "Hey man, sell us your slide here," and we're just like, how about you go to hell? Like, you can just buy the slide on our website. We might. We might do one. We want to make sure that we're not getting potentially in trouble for that one. Though the upside is our last name has 2 F's and Stiffler in American Pie has 1 F. So maybe we can get away with it. I don't know. That would be fun, though. There we go. Pop that one closed. Pop that one closed. All right, we're at the hour and a half mark. Any final questions, ladies and gentlemen? No? Everybody's good and stiff? All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us with Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into gun slides. We do all of the milling work, all the Cerakote work in-house right here in Arizona. We ship to all 50 states, including the U.S. territories. Puerto Rico, Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands, Northern Mariana Islands. The only place we don't ship to right now is American Samoa. So if you want us to keep shipping to you, protect your gun rights, vote 2A, stay 2A every day. Pistol Peterson, he asked a question. All right. Yes, currently we only do Glock-style slides, the SM-19 and SM-17. And that is for the Generation 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17, and we are almost finished with the Glock 26. We might do additional models in the future, but it depends on how we grow as a business. We've been doing this since January of 2023, so we're still relatively new as a business. So, still growing, still moving. And we're at 1,722 subscribers. That is freaking awesome, with 37 likes today. And unfortunately, there's certain newer ones that people like. Like, I understand people want us to do the M&P 2.0, but it's still under patent, at least for 9 more years. So we just can't touch it. Colton, we are doing a 43 after we finish the 26. We are going to work on it. But in the meantime, might I recommend a 19 or a 17? This month, they are 15 to 20% off for the rest of Glocktober. The sale ends October 31st to November 1st, depending on time zones and stuff. So if you're looking for a strip slide for your 19 or 17, this is the month for it. They are all 15 to 20% off. There are elements, Pistol Peterson, of the 365 that are still under patent, which means we'd have to navigate it very carefully. As for the Hellcat, I think it is still under patent because it's still relatively new. Patents usually last for 20 years. Let's see. The Springfield Hellcat itself is not under one single patent that would prevent other companies from creating similar products. However, some of the components are patented, and its magazine was subject to a patent infringement lawsuit where SIG sued Springfield back in 2021. Let's see. The overall handgun design of the Hellcat is not under patent in a way that blah, 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 blah. Hellcat magazine, Springfield's response, RDP compensator is patent pending. Okay. Springfield Hellcat slide. Yes, patents on the Springfield Hellcat slide and its internal components are ongoing. However, there are some alternative aftermarket slides available. That one's going to require some research, because it looks like people are making slides, but they have some patents that are ongoing, so that's going to require some navigation. Looks like there are a few companies selling them, but it doesn't mean that, Springfield couldn't come after them later. This requires some research. Right on, Colton. Yep, just don't leave it in the cart until November, because that's when the sale ends. And, if you are military or first responder, or you've got friends and family that are, we have a permanent discount, 10% off all year long, every day of the week, for military and first responders. If you are active, National Guard, Reserve, veteran, retired, we got you. Are you a firefighter, EMT, some law enforcement? I kind of want to disclude the ATF sometimes, but I don't think I can. But yeah, if you were that, 10% off all year long. And if you're buying on our eBay, great place to buy blems, but I recommend you buy on our website where the slides are cheaper because eBay fees suck. And we also have discounts like this for holidays and things. I understand people love eBay, they're comfortable with eBay, but eBay takes 13.6 to 30% of our sales, so definitely check out the website. Well, I'm an Army veteran, Zach, so I couldn't do that or it'd make me a stupid statistic. And then people be doing 22 push-ups a day for me or some bullshit. Oh, yeah. 'Cause here we go again. Same old shit again. Marching down the avenue. A few more weeks and we'll be through. I have big hand problems too. Can't stand to have my fingers hanging past the frame on compact arms. Oh, God, I know exactly what you mean. Especially the whole pinky thing under the mag. God, I hate that. To be honest, personally, I don't like the 26 because of this. But the 26X, I kind of want it. I just don't want to, admittedly, I don't want to drop $150 on a frame. That's what's got me too. But at the same time, I want it. $150 on a frame that doesn't have a parts kit in it. And I realized I might be short mods. I might have to add a mod. You know, people are still in here. I might keep going. Screw that hour and a half thing. I might just keep rolling. Waiting for the baby blue to come back. Green Hood Smoke, if you want a slide in a color that we don't have in stock, just email us. We can order that color, and then all we do is add on a color stocking fee. So if you wanted blue raspberry, or if you wanted God, what was it, robin's egg blue, we could order a small batch of it, and there would just be a stocking fee because we probably wouldn't make any more slides of that color. I do get you there, Green. I do get there. I do get you, but yeah, we'd have to do it because it's a color that we know, unfortunately, in the past has not sold very well, and people actually don't know Cerakote actually has a shelf life. So if it sits, depending on the model of Cerakote, so if it's F series, it's good for 6 months. If it's H series, it's good for about a year, depending on which one. Like the white Cerakote, maybe about 9 months. Yeah, the mag extensions is the only thing that made the Ruger LC9S when I had one. Made it the only thing that made it bearable, because I loved carrying it as a compact concealed, and if it didn't have that pinky extension on the bottom, I'd never have carried it. Now, most days, I just carry a Glock 19, and I can conceal it. It's not as comfortable to conceal as, say, a 43 or an LC9S, but ow. My magazine pinched myself. Ew. One day, I'm going to make an ASMR video where it's just gun sounds. So you guys can fall asleep and get tucked in by Stiffler. I'll talk all soft like this. Play with my Stiffler gun. So at night, in bed, you can get stiff with the Stiffmeister. Does anybody full size anymore? Yes, Brandon, I do. I actually carry a full-size Ruger I almost said SM. I'm so used to that now. Full-size Ruger SR9E. Also open carry a Glock 19 and sometimes a Glock 17. To be honest, I used to consider the Ruger SR line the second easiest firearm to disassemble because you can do it by hand. I'm not sure if I still consider it the second best. Glock is still the easiest to disassemble. Those double stack magazines for the slim frames, any preferences? Not really. As much firearms experience I do have, and that's 10 years of military experience. That is shooting competitions, firearm advocacy for the NRA, GOA, FPC, Arizona Citizens Defense League, a gun club that I was part of for a little while. I don't know everything about firearms, and a lot of the aftermarket accessories, I'm still new to some of that stuff. And I'm first to openly admit that as much as I do know, I do not know everything. I am not, the end-all be-all on firearms knowledge. And I am incredibly weary of people who pretend like they do know everything. Because there's so much more to learn. There's so many guns out there. There's so many styles. There's so many different parts kits and accessories and shooting styles that I know that years of military experience, there are civilian marksmen out there that are way better than me. Absolutely better than me. I sometimes will crap on my fellow veterans where they pretend like their experience is like the end-all be-all, and it's not. It's good experience. You learned very important skills related to combat, but it doesn't mean you know everything. Yes, it just means they're no longer willing to learn, and that's where you start seeing that FUD-type mentality. And, funny enough, I got called a FUD. This is hilarious. Live Life. I got called a FUD because of the different styles we offer. Of course, we have black, we have camo, we have tactical colors, but we've got our fancy flamboyant colors, too, that people can make for their own custom builds. Because we've seen a lot of people do, like, football-style and college-style firearms. Club-style firearms based on colors. And I'm like, really? Like, have you ever looked up the definition of FUD? Like, do you know who Elmer Fudd is? Come on. Looney Tunes, motherfucker. Come on. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Hi, how is it going? Just wondering, can my slide P226 be fixed to run a red dot on it? Yeah, probably. What you'd have to do is you'd have to find a reputable CNC company that is willing to mill your slide for an optic. We don't do it yet. We might do something like that in the future, but we're not ready to do it yet. We might need to pick up another machine or two. And that's not cheap. I was actually just talking with our shipping and logistics manager the other day, and we were going over some pricing and stuff. In order for us to get another machine, we'd have to put $30,000 down. $30,000. And that's not the machine's not paid for. The machine would still require an additional $100,000 to $200,000 after that. So, and I say that because I want people to understand when they're asking us, can you do this slide? Can you do this? Can you do that? Yes, if we spend money, a lot of money. And we are just a small, veteran-owned, family-operated business. And we hire a few other people, too, to help out. But, we're not some huge factory like PSA or Ruger or Glock or Smith & Wesson. And it takes us time to catch up to the giants. And when we first started, we had one slide. Obviously, just one slide. Now we have 7 available. And we have 2 that are on hiatus and 1 in production and 1 on the back burner. So we are slowly making headway. Oh, I definitely appreciate it, Brandon. I definitely appreciate it. But if you take advantage of, any of our discounts and you go and buy a parts kit or you go and buy yourself some ammo and you go out and test out one of our slides and just come back to us and be like, hey, man, it ran great, and you leave us a review, I'd be super happy with that because the reviews help. You going out there and telling me that your slide ran great, it helped. Or if you had a troubleshooting issue and you reach back out to us, that helps. Live life. Wood furniture on firearms is freaking sexy, and I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this. I can't do it. I'm sorry. But I've got a Ruger New Vaquero in the background here. It is one of my favorite guns. It is an old cowboy gun, chambered in .45 long Colt, single action Army. I love this gun. I want to pass this gun down. There's something sexy about wood furniture on guns. Danny, man, you have a great day, and as always, stay 2A. Been debating getting the Koa from Glock store. Oh yeah, and I know some people are gonna cringe when I'm about to do this, but the Ruger New Vaquero is sweet on that frickin' cylinder, man. It's just. I just wish ammo for it wasn't over $1 a frickin' round right now. I love shooting .45 long Colt. It's just expensive right now. I actually used to use this gun here, this Ruger New Vaquero, and I will pull up an image for you guys. I used to use this in training for people who've never shot firearms before. Because, I should correct that. People who have misconceptions and have never shot firearms before, usually in regards to, like, what kind of guns people should own. So here we go. The Ruger New Vaquero in .45 long Colt. It is just sexy. I love that gun. And the reason I used to use it for new shooters is because they would have these misconceptions about, well, you can't have a semi-automatic handgun. You should have a cowboy gun. You should have something closer to what the founding fathers wanted. And then I would use this to teach them the difference between a 9mm and a .45 long Colt. And all of a sudden, they started preferring the Glock. They started preferring the Ruger. They started, everything semi-auto they started liking. Same thing with the bolt action. I would bring along a 30-06 wood furniture. I would bring along a 7.62x5.4, an old Mosin. I would bring along a 303 Enfield because I would say, hey, look at these. These were from World War I and World War II. And they're like, oh, yeah, those are the guns everybody should have. And then they go and shoot it instead of the AR, which I highly encourage them to shoot the AR first. Guess which gun they preferred after that? The AR. And then when you do a side-by-side comparison to ammunition, 30-06 versus 5.56, because all they understood was black plastic bad. All they understood was all the media talking points. They never understood what ballistics were. They never understood what type of actions there were. Bolt action, semi-automatic, lever action, pump action. They didn't understand what different cartridges were. They thought everything was the same. And everything was this super deadly stuff unless it had wooden furniture. Exactly, Colton. It looks scary. Oh my God. They also don't know that the AR was invented in the 50s. They think it's this new crazy invention that's Super Death Murder Machine 9000, when it was actually invented in the frickin' 50s. Oh, the Schofield 45. That is a beautiful gun. And it's funny, the Schofield 45 almost won the military contract of the era. The only reason the Colt Single Action Army won was because it could use both styles of ammunition. As a single action revolver, they could load in 45 Long Colt and 45 Schofield. And the Army wanted the pistol to be able to use both because the Army had in its possession at the time ammunition for both. So they said, you know what, it's better to have our troops at the time be able to use both styles of ammo, so they went with the Single Action Army, even though the Schofield 45 was a superior revolver at the time. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to have a Schofield. Oh, yeah, the military uses it. Must be crazy. My funny, the military uses it, so it must be banned story is from Mexico. Mexico was not allowed to have 45. It was not allowed to have 357 because those were used, or 38 special, because those were used by law enforcement and military. So engineers invented the 38 Super. No, they could have 38 special. Yeah, they were not allowed to 357 9mm or 45 ACP because those were used by law enforcement and the military. And so Mexico invents the 38 Super semi-automatic cartridge, and it gets used in the Colt 1911. And it became this really popular handgun that people pass down to their kids. And I'd love to get one, but finding a 38 Super 1911 is like $1,000. And I got to shoot one once, and I fell in love with it. I want one so bad. Oh, I want that gun so bad. Oh well, not gonna get it. There's a lot of guns I want, to be honest. It's just hard to justify the cost, you know, when you got other bills and things to take care of. Ah, there we go. Get some water. Stay hydrated. Good double stack 1911. I actually don't own a 1911 as much as I want one. But, you know, as I recall, maybe not. As I recall, the Ruger SR 1911 might have been a double stack. The one I had was one of 2000 made by Performance Center. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see, 1911 38 Super. Where can I find? I wonder if Tesis makes one. Oh, Rock Island Armory makes one. I don't need it to be like some $1,500 handgun. To be honest, handguns shouldn't be that expensive, in my opinion. Oh, see, like, okay, yeah, so Rock Island has one for $550. That's not bad. Oh god, they also have one that's $1,100. But the $1,100 one is, you know, this. In case you just want to walk around and bling. Like, a lot of people like the Terran Tactical, mostly because of John Wick. But I have no doubt that the Terran Tactical pistols are amazing quality and they run great. I just can't justify $7,500 for a pistol. And if you look at like our slides on our costs, they range from $145 to $285 stripped to complete. And we see the same thing in our line of work where there are slides out there that are similar to the Hellet, where people are charging, and this is stripped, mind you, where people are charging $300 to $600 for this same style of slide. Similar, not same. And this here, 155. I think people are certainly capitalizing on name. Like Colt, for example. I love Colt guns. Colt is capitalizing on their name. They're not innovating. They're not making new things. And they're definitely overcharging with their product because they know they have name recognition. Like, I love some of those Colt revolvers. I can't justify buying some of them. As much as I love them. Colt makes an amazing product. But here I am looking at the Colt Anaconda. $1,700 for a Colt Anaconda. And here's how you know that they're overcharging on certain things. Here is the Colt Anaconda 4.25. Here is the 6. And here is the 8. They're all the same price. Now for us, when we switched from making, or when we added the 17, we had to charge a little more for the 17 because there's more steel. And the steel costs more. And there's more machining time. So that made sense for us. But if you notice, Colt didn't change the price, whether it was a 4-inch, a 6-inch, or an 8-inch barrel. Yeah, see, Brent, right there. You know, they make a good product. You know, funny enough, Zev, Zafiri, Grey Ghost, and Stiffler Manufacturing, we all use the same steel. We all use 17.4 because we all recognize it's great steel for slides. But some of them, they know they have name recognition, and I applaud them. They made a great slide. They make great slides. They make great products. But I think they're utilizing their name a little bit to charge too much. I don't fault anyone for getting one. I think they're charging too much with their name recognition. Oh, here we go. Here's another example. Oh, actually, this is a Python, not a Anaconda. But here's a 2.5-inch Python. And then there's another Anaconda. All the same price. It doesn't matter how much steel is in there for them. The only one that they did... Oh, I'm getting focusing issues. There we go. The only one that did change is like if it's matte versus polished. So they charge a couple $100 less if it's a matte finish instead of a polished finish. Do I want a Colt Python? Abso-freaking-lutely. But am I going to spend $1,700 on it? No. $1,800 after taxes and shipping and any transfer fees. But it's a freaking beautiful gun. I'll give it that. Absolutely beautiful. And Colt would probably... See, Colt's sales are based on its name. And, you know, it does have a cool design. But if they were to lower their prices, they'd get a hell of a lot more sales from a lot more people. Like, their cheapest handgun is the 1911 Classic SS in 45 ACP, and it's $1,000. So people aren't, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I want a 1911, but they don't think of Colt. They think of other businesses. And Colt invented it. It's just... Oh, Colt has a Viper, too. Ha! Colt has a Viper, Stiffler has a Viper. That's funny. It's a common name. There's other Vipers out there. I did not. I didn't know they were back. They're back in business? That's awesome. Windham Weaponry. Oh, hey. Sweet. Hey, Focus! Aw, dude, you left earlier. You left earlier, Focus. Yeah, let's see. Shotgun here, free rifle shotguns. Interesting. Rifles and shotguns. Oh, no worries, Focus. No worries. Oh. Ooh, popped my shoulder. See, this is why I'm eating boring meals and drinking. I know I'm getting older. Drinking water. Oh, there we go. But we hit the 2-hour mark, and I got to get off and do some stuff this morning. So thank you guys for chilling with me. Thanks for the likes and subs. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, stay 2A every day.